All right, everybody. So, a few minutes after I posted that video about how we didn't have a practice report yet, we got our practice report. So, let's go ahead and dive in. Got it from John Boyle, saw it from a few other places as well. You can already see, if you're looking at the screen, you can already see that it ended up being a little longer than I would have expected, although a lot of it is just kind of noise, right? It's not really meaningful. A lot of it is just rest days. A lot of it is stuff outside of physically being able to perform. So I don't think there's anything to be alarmed about. There's nothing here that should shock anybody. But let's look at it anyway. So we've got a DNP list that is quite long, but almost half of it is made up of players that are resting or taking personal days. So, not injury related, Jaron Reed, Tyler Lockett, Laken Tomlinson, and Jonathan Hankins. All four of those guys are on the wrong side of 30. They've all put in some pretty serious mileage this year, respective to what you might have expected from them. So, makes a lot of sense that they would be getting days off. All right, so let's take a look at the stuff that actually might impact the team. Noah Fant out with the groin, expected. I I have a feeling that he will not play this weekend, but it's just a feeling. I don't I don't have much to base it off of, but it just feels like a groin injury and the way that he just hasn't been able to practice at all for a couple weeks now. I'm not expecting him to be able to play this week personally. So that's just kind of my gut sense right now, but he remains a DNP. Also, Brady Russell did not participate. That's not as big of a deal because he just doesn't play very much. He's a special teamer who plays a few snaps a game on offense. Chenault did not practice, as did D. Williams not practice. So both of our return men are currently out. I would remind everybody, though, that McDonald has already said that Chenault and Williams are likely to be okay this weekend. They're going to go play. And it seems like a pretty reasonable expectation to me. So I'm not worried about it. They're just getting a Wednesday off because that's what you usually do when you do get banged up. And they both got banged up. They both had to leave that game. The one big one here, and because, again, Fant is kind of big, but I also kind of expected it. I certainly wouldn't call Russell, Chenault, or Williams big because they don't play a big role on the team, but something might be going on here with Leonard Williams. I don't want to assume too much. But they haven't really talked about him being hurt, but he's missed a good amount of practice time in recent weeks. And I feel like you've noticed a dip in his effectiveness as the season has gone on. Early in the season, Leonard Williams was playing with his hair on fire, I felt like. I thought he was playing excellent football, really, really elite stuff, almost Chris Jones-esque. And he's still playing well. Like, I think he's fourth in the league in pass rush win rate, but he's not getting home as much. He's not getting sacks. He's not getting as many pressures. It's not the same. It's not. He was a different player to start the season, I think. There were some games early in the season where he looked like one of the best in the league at his position. I don't feel like I can say that at this point. I feel like at this point, he's a very good player, but he's not impacting the game the way he was earlier. And this foot injury, which seems to be something he can't shake, might be the cause. So, a little worried about that because Leonard Williams is a very good player and he's very important to what we do. But I fully expect him to play. The question is, can he play at full effectiveness with a foot injury? That I don't know. Nobody was limited, and we did have some full participation guys. We got Abe Lucas with the knee. So not only did he practice today, he practiced in full. So no reason to believe there should be any concern that he will not be able to suit up this weekend. Barrow Brown, full participation. Okay. He doesn't really play that much anyway. I mean, right now he's not even playing that much with Noah Fant out. Barrow Brown might become like a scratch, a healthy scratch when Fant comes back, but we do kind of need him a little bit for now, so that's good. Draymond Jones, full participant. And this is the shoulder injury that he had last week, and it is worth noting he played quite a good game this week, so the injury is clearly not affecting him. And Rayshon Jenkins, full participant, coming off of IR. So that is an indication that he will probably be able to play this upcoming game. And again, I'm not going to say that's a huge deal, but I don't think it's a little deal either. Those are snaps that Okada doesn't have to play. Those are snaps where somebody like one of our rookies that isn't even equipped to play safety doesn't have to play. So Rayshawn getting back, I like it. So overall, you'd say it's good, right? The one thing that is really alarming here for the Seahawks would be Leonard Williams. Other than that, it's as expected or not massively impactful. So that's the Seahawks side of things. The Cardinals side of things is much shorter, although it is worth noting they do have a couple of things going on here that they are probably not thrilled about. They only have 2 players on the DNP list, and one of them is Kelvin Beachum, who's getting a rest day, so that's nothing. But Jalen Thompson not participating, that is not nothing. Not that Jalen Thompson's a great player, but he is a decent player, and he has played a lot for the Cardinals so far this year. He's been their starter back at safety alongside BruÄ, and he's been workable. He's been functional. He's been decent. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with Thompson. But if he can't play, that is a non-trivial loss for the Arizona Cardinals. That is something that would set them back. We have a couple of players here in the limited participation list. Again, if you're limited on Wednesday, very likely you're going to be good to go by Sunday. That's just the way things typically work. Amari DeMarcado, a reserve running back for them, shoulder injury, doesn't really play that much. Darius Robinson, one of their top rookies with a calf injury, limited. Adrian Taylor Demerson, safety with the back injury. I don't think he plays that much for them, though. Although, if Thompson doesn't play, somebody like Taylor Demerson might get to play more. I don't know exactly how they have their order of safety set up in Arizona in terms of who plays when one guy gets hurt. Worth noting, though. And then you got Jonah Williams with the knee injury. Imagine he'll be fine. And then you've got one more offensive lineman in the full participation list, Isaiah Adams. So he should be good to go. And that is it. That's all we got right now. So Arizona's pretty clean. Arizona's got to feel pretty okay about where they sit in terms of injury stuff. And I think Seattle should be as well. Again, I'm not going to downplay the Leonard Williams part, but the rest of this stuff is kind of, we should be equipped to survive. All right, so that's it for the injury report today. Again, none of this stuff is going to be overly shocking because we've already seen we've already seen most of this stuff from the McDonald press conference earlier today. But it's worth looking at it in practice report form. And it also serves as a reminder that we do have some older players on this team that are probably getting worked a little harder than this team wishes they were. Like Hankins, the fact that he had a couple games earlier this year where he had to play over 40 snaps, that's not what we wanted. The fact that Jaron Reed has to play as much as he does, probably not what we wanted. So take that into consideration as you will. All right, I'm going to go and get out of here. Go Hawks. Streaming on Twitch later tonight. Should be more videos coming out tomorrow, as always. Everyone have a good night. Go Hawks.